Far and Away is such an old movie, honestly. I mean, I'm sure that the locals find it amusing due to the accent, apparently. But the thing is, right? Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to know what it wants to be, honestly. From like a sport drama, or just a normal drama, or a romance, or even a comedy. Like, why on earth would his father, even himself at the end, mostly his father, just wake up after being seemingly dead? That was a comic moment, which I don't mind. Since I don't mind comic moments for serious sort of moments. I don't know. I honestly don't know what it's supposed to be about. And to be honest, the whole movie bored me honestly so much. And it's really long. And for a really long movie, you really need to make it interesting, right? At the very least. Going places and having boxing matches isn't quite very interesting. It's just I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's not like I haven't seen others like the boxer. Daniel Day-Lewis, but they had slightly more. I don't know. They were sort of more uh, crucial, I guess. I don't know. Like the boxing matches at least had something to do with the environment and the background. This here didn't really have anything to do with anything aside from just making money and whatnot. Um, Honestly, though, it's honestly I think it might be the most boring cruise movie I've seen. Possibly. Certainly in comparison to Oblivion, this was indeed quite boring. Yeah, but I mean, whatever. Honestly, now what I have an issue with is the fact that a horse died. Right? I mean, this shouldn't happen, right? And then for some reason, I'm not entirely sure how or why or anything. But supposedly here, the the American Humane Association here, just American Humane, apparently it's called. I don't get it. So the protection not only met guidelines, but went an extra mile to ensure physical and mental well-being of the animals. How is that? What on earth is that? That makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. When a horse died, right? Makes no sense. And yeah, so that's it's sort of a problem, right? It's a society. So I'm really honestly starting to wonder how they exactly monitor anything, or if they're just simply lying. Makes little sense. Like under normal circumstances, you should have believed those. No animals were harmed. Here they have a special website really say, 100,000 animal actors protected in protection sets each year. 80 years of history as the voice of animal actors. 1,000 plus protection certified annually. But a horse died. Why would a horse die? I mean, unless it was. There's really no one less, and I'm assuming this isn't the case. But there was a plot point where an old host supposedly died, but it cannot possibly be so convenient. So honestly, I mean, for a you know. Uh, just a simple movie about some boring boxing and a supposed love story which doesn't really work. You know, uh, it's really there shouldn't be any instances this is the case, honestly, and it's just this, honestly, ultimately, I mean, just this really made very little sense in the sense that it's everything that happens here is fairly humdrum. Cinematographically, is that's the only redemption really. Then ultimately the movie doesn't work quite with just how it looks. It needs obviously interesting characters and plot and such. And this didn't have much. Apparently, thought might be. related or something to the grandfather of the director, something. But yeah, so one cannot confirm that, considering he was presumably not a public figure and such. But it's a bit strange to see this from Ron Howard, who also made A Beautiful Mind, which I loved. But I mean, I guess if there's a biopic, then one just doesn't know. I mean, whether yeah, either way isn't either way. You know, I suppose different biopics are differently interesting, of course. I just I did prefer to watch one about schizophrenic mathematician. Certainly more interesting. This, on the other hand, yeah, it's about some land run. Quite bizarre things, actually. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't quite very aware of them before this movie, so there you go. It taught me something, but I honestly don't know if it literally worked like that. I mean, that would be the most ridiculous thing ever if it did. It's like saying, yeah, the fastest athletes will get it. Like, really? Or, of course, someone who hid in some basin and planted the flag there at the very end, like they did. Like, it's a strange movie because it had some comic moments, like when his father revived again for some reason, and this was the end when they just hid away. But then it didn't really have much else, so I don't get the point. Was I really don't get it. Is it a bit of a comedy, or isn't it, or what? Honestly, cannot make it out at all. You know, and, it's a, yeah, I understand it's based on history. It's based on land runs, of course, and the what's it called again? The um, wait a second. Yeah, the Irish Land War. So it's all related to land. Yeah, it all happened to happen then as well, when land was available in the U.S. and Ireland was having its war. So very convenient, yeah, for people to migrate. Yeah. Um. Either way, either way. Um. It's still though relatively uninteresting, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe it would have worked better as a documentary, I suppose. More sort of clinical, possibly. As it is, though, the characters weren't very interesting. That's the problem. They seem to rely a lot on focus on accents and such. Other than that, yeah, they didn't do much else, did they? Um, Critics were critical about it, and sort of makes sense, I suppose. So simple-minded, it seems intended for adolescents, Ebert said. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's boring for them as well. Who knows? Then again, I'm saying that, Roger was often liked, seemed to like, I don't know, relatively immature movies as well. So it's not like, he only likes really. It's not that it's not serious, I mean, most of the movie is serious, as in, it attempts to be a serious drama, but then doesn't quite follow throughout, and the drama isn't very enlightening per se. It's just, yeah, whatever, People shoot each other, they do whatever to get money. Yeah, I certainly prefer Beautiful Mind. I don't know, maybe it's just because of the way it's presented or something, or the music. But yeah, this wasn't quite. Forgot who made John Williams actually did the music. So it's a bit, yeah. Kind of forgot it though. Still, yeah, it's a very funny thing. Anyway, yeah. So ultimately, it's honestly just boring. It seemed to me, and yeah, that's the problem. Um, Unfortunately, but otherwise, it doesn't look too bad. But no, that horse shouldn't have died. I'm just saying, he shouldn't have died. There's no reason for it to have died.